And we're live. Okay. There we go. All right. Welcome. We're back tonight on Mystical Connections. And so tonight we have David and Madison Smith. They're a father-daughter paranormal duo. They go all over to paracons, investigations. They do a lot of fun things together. So we're going to find out a little bit more about them tonight. So Madison, David, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself while I share the videos out, okay?
You can go first, Maddie.
No, you can go first. It's fine. I insist.
Well, my name's David. I'm Madison's dad. I work for a wholesale house. We sell furnaces and air conditioners. That's pretty much what I do for a living. Besides ride Madison's coattails for going to investigations and her events.
Well, you started in the field before she did, didn't you?
No.
No?
I did not.
It was you that started it? Got him into it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was a total optimist. I didn't
you were skeptical?
disbelieve in it, but I didn't believe in it.
Right.
But now that I've been going with her, there's got to be stuff that's going on. So
that's awesome, Madison. I totally I've been trying to scope your guys' pages out to see who started, and I seriously thought it was your dad, but that's awesome. So tell me a little bit about your how you got started in it. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Madison Smith, my dad's daughter, David. You know, I work for Factory of Fear Correction, and yeah.
Is that how you got into the paranormal? Was through the Factory of Fear?
No, so how I got started is I watched a lot of the TV shows, and I was like, you know what? This sounds really fun. And then my dad noticed that I was really into it. Like, I was watching this stuff religiously. So he was like, you know what? Let's see if she can actually go on one. So then he signed me up. We went. We saw. I can't say the rest of the quote, but there we are.
You know what? I used to watch a lot. I think my very first paranormal show was probably Ghost Adventures. The early on shows, though, when it was actually cool. But I did like that show. Now it's just like, but yeah, for a long time I think I watched some shows too, and But did you ever experience anything before watching the shows, or just you just kind of just enjoyed those shows enough to where you're like you wanted to do this?
So for me, the basement, the laundry room, I don't know why, but it always gave me like a really bad vibe. And then I found out that I wasn't alone with like the vibes, you know? So then I was like, there's more people like me that don't feel right in a room. Maybe this can like figure it out. Maybe this can help. So then I started watching it, and then I was like, you know what? My laundry room doesn't matter right now. This is interesting. Why is a candle flying across the room, guys? This is very intense.
You know what? I've had a lot of conversations about things like the poltergeist activities, and most people will look at that poltergeist activity and go, oh, it's demonic and this and that, and it's like, we've actually had conversations with other paranormal people, and they're like, imagine how much strength and energy you have to use to move one little thing off of a counter. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense more than the demonic stuff. So yeah. But have you seen anything move in front of you?
I remember there was like this peep cup that we had. It was like really small, like when I was little, and it was full of water, and I set it down. About a second later, it started sliding across the table, and I was like, excuse me? I immediately ran to my parents crying.
And what'd you think of that, David?
It was different. It was different.
Yeah. Now that you've been investigating with her and riding her coattails, as you say, how do you feel about the paranormal a little bit more now? Are you
I
more of a
loved it.
believer?
I'm a believer. I've had things happen to me that I cannot explain, so I know there's got to be other things, entities out there.
And
So it makes the world a difference.
what kind of things have you had happen to you?
Well, I've had objects thrown towards me. I've felt like something walked through me. I've had that cold sensation where it started in front and it went right through my chest, and I could feel it going out my back.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
I've seen shadows, you know, over at the old YMCA, which is one of Maddie's favorite haunts. They have a running track, and no people can go out there because the running track is so run down. If you were to go out there, you would fall through.
Oh,
And you can see, I saw like somebody leaning over, like watching us as we were investigating. So,
I mean, it's kind of funny too, because sometimes you think about like you catch them from the corner of your eye, and you're like, did I really see that? Did that really happen? And you're right. You got to think, um, am I making this up? Sometimes because you just don't know. Like I one day was driving down the street, and I swear there was a man standing on the next to a mailbox. And as I approached him closer, I was like, he was gone. I was like, okay, that I know he was not real.
yep.
Like he was a spirit. So it's like, and
And at
then
first, that's what I would do. I would think something rational. Well, it's just figment of my imagination. It just,
right. Yeah, I mean, and it's interesting when you go into those new buildings and you're like, okay, because some people will be like, it's not active, and it's not always active for everybody. But
yeah.
what has been your most active place that you've been to, Madison?
The most active. I have to say Dan Finer Furniture. Same place with the running track.
Yeah,
And it's also known as the old YMCA, as probably said, I can't remember. But I don't know. That building has a lot going on, a lot to it, a lot of history. I just love it there.
yeah. Where? What other places have you been to? Because I know you've gone to everywhere. I've seen you or I've seen you post about Paracons, and so where is everywhere you've been? You've been a lot.
I don't think I can name every single one.
You don't have to name everything, but name some
I'm
of your
here for
favorites.
backup, Maddie.
Thank you, Dad. I'll tell you when I request backup. Okay.
And
So I've been to-
Maddie's a comedian too, by the way, everybody. I think we'll have some laughs here tonight from her.
Oh, you will.
So,
all right. So first we got Hinsdale. All right. And then we have like a lot of asylums, Eloise, Malvern Manor.
Where's that at? Because I haven't heard that one.
Malvern, Iowa.
Where? Where was it at?
Malvern, Iowa.
Oh, Iowa. Okay. Melvin, Iowa.
It's
Yeah,
over
Dad.
by Nebraska. It's on the Nebraska border.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah, Jeremy, I know they were at DeadCon. I saw the pictures. But yeah, Eloise, we were talking about Eloise. That's my first home of investigating, so I love Eloise. And Hinsdale. I love Hinsdale. As everybody knows, I always say Hinsdale's the only place that made me mean. Yeah, I mean, but we're going back there in end of May, so I can face whoever made me mean. Have you ever been like either of you ever been like, I don't know what's the word I want to use, where a building has affected you like that, where it's like either made you really super sad, angry, whatever, like
I've had at the old YMCA where I got extremely nauseous, sick to my stomach, and I've never had the issue before ever. I mean, we've been there 30, 40 times.
Mm-hmm.
And we were doing an investigation down in where the pool would be. And all of a sudden, my stomach started getting into knots, and I felt like I was going to throw up, and I just had to leave the area.
Right.
Once I left the area, everything was fine.
Did you ever figure out what might have affected you like that? Like, was there
I'm
any deaths in the pool area or?
There was supposedly a little boy, wasn't that right, Madison, that drowned in the
Yeah.
pool?
Hmm.
Okay.
But I know that there was. This building has a lot of mob ties, and they haven't got fully dug in for all of the history on it, but I know there's been some other ones that said, isn't there like a vortex or something there too, Maddie? That there's an evil entity that's there. I can't remember what they call them, but we usually
What?
don't ever run into that issue because Maddie usually being there so much, all of the ghosts that are there all the time, she's got a couple of protectors that
Oh.
they're right there with her all the time. And actually they come over to our house because the wife has seen them.
Yeah.
When we're
Oh,
on
nice.
an investigation, they'll kind of pop in and the dogs will go crazy and
Mhm.
stuff like that. There's two. What is
So
it?
they followed you home?
Yep,
Kind
they
of
just
almost like your spirit guides then.
Mhm.
A little bit.
because what is it? It's David and what's the other one, Maddie? The one's
Okay, so there's David. He was a custodian or like a janitor there. He messed with the boilers. He fixed them. He maintained them, right?
Right.
And then there's Mary. I'm pretty sure that she was a prostitute. You know, but both of them, they've been there. Like we're close.
Right.
And when I'm not home, they'll show up at the house, and my mom, she'll start hearing things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there used to be this picture in the hallway of me, and it always used to fall. Like it would come off the wall and it would fall into the floor. Once we took it down, never did. Like then we put it back up, it did it again. And we tried moving it,
So it was almost like their way of asking where you were.
Yeah, my mom would always just recently she's been like, she's not home. Go away, she's not home. And after she said that, it would all just quiet down.
Oh, yeah. So they were looking for you. That's kind of cool. I mean, is it cool or freaky to you to know that they find you at your home?
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's not just my mom who's experienced it.
Okay.
At home.
Your siblings have done it or experienced that too?
Not my siblings. It's one of my mom's friends, actually.
Oh, okay.
So she had a bunch of daycare kids in the car. We were away at Wisconsin, and she came in just to let the dogs out. And the kids, they were in the car, and they said that this black mist was surrounding the car. And they said that it wasn't bad, it was good. And I'm convinced that it was David, looking in the car, trying to see if I was there.
Gotcha.
That's the feeling that I just got from it all.
Right.
And I tried to communicate with them, hey, which one of you did this? Is it supposed to be here?
Right. Well, Onay says, Madison, keep growing your intuition. Trust yourself.
Thank you. I will.
She's
that was when that happened. We were up at the old Baraboo
Inn.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. There. I mean, I know I've had it at my other house here a little bit, but not so much. But at my other house, I had a lot of activity, and I know who it was. But my son, I was telling you about earlier, who's 13, he did not like the other house whatsoever. Terrified of it. Here he's been okay. Except when I came back from Hinsdale, he was sleeping on the couch and woke up screaming, and he's like, "There's somebody standing over top of me." So I think I brought something home with me on that one. Yep. But it's okay now. Everything's good. Good. David asked, what is your favorite piece of equipment? Do you use a lot of equipment when you go on investigations?
Well, kind of. I usually just bring a few things. And there's things that I always bring, and then there's things that I'll switch out.
Okay, what do you use the most then?
Dowsing rods and pendulum. 100%. Okay.
I like my pendulum too. How many do you have? Because you probably have more than one. Right?
That's a good question. How many do I have? Let's see. This might take a minute. Hold on. I have to think.
Because I know I have like 5 of them, so I know once you fall in love with a pendulum, you keep buying more.
And there for a while, she was actually making her own.
Oh, cool.
She got taught how to wrap and stones, and
I would love to learn 14 pendulums.
I think. And then I also have some of my mom's because she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna start buying them."
So you kind of took hers over, and she's like, "Where's my pendulum?" Oh, I have no idea.
I would like
Mom.
give her some.
I don't know if you've ever seen the lighted dowsing rods, but that's her favorite, is her lighted dowsing rods.
Oh yeah, those are fun. Ace has a pair, so we use them on. He's on my team, so we use them every so often. They're pretty fun in the dark, because regular dowsing rods you can't see anyway.
Yep. I think the first time you used them was actually at Eloise. The first time you used them, we got them right before we went there, and everybody there they had never seen them before, so
yeah, they're pretty.
And then
cool.
It was like, where'd you get them? We got to get those.
Yeah,
I know North Canton does a great job with their gears, so
yeah. I forget who the guy is that made the. They're very sensitive though. They're very light. That's the only issue I have with the lighted ones is they're so sensitive. So just a little tiny movement will make them swing open. But I do love them. They're fun to use. And I've actually Eloise' owner. His daughter works at helps on the tours, or when they did tours there when I was there, and she always asked to use my dowsing rod. She's like, "Can I have your dowsing rods?" I'm like, "Sure, go ahead, use them."
Yep.
But so she got used to using those. So yeah, they're fun. Have you gotten good evidence from using your dowsing rods?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, what is your most like? Yeah, Becky. Yvonne, that's the owner's daughter. Becky's watching. Becky's on my team too. So yeah. But it's cool. What other things do you That's where yours came from? I don't know. I'm confused. Sorry, Ace. I don't know what that question means, or that's where mine came from. Your dowsing rods? I don't remember where they came from. Whoever, I forget what the lighting company is, but there's
it's North Canton Paranormal Detectives, I believe.
Yeah, there's I don't remember. I know he makes a it kind of looks like a light too that lights up, and it lights in 5 different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
like
North
a REM
Canton.
pod. North Canton. Okay.
North Canton Paranormal Detectives.
Yeah,
Maddie's got the
periscope or whatever it's called.
She's got the lighted dowsing rod. She's got the lantern.
Yeah, that's it. The
and
lantern.
Then she's got the string lights.
Oh, there's got string lights now. That's cool.
Yep.
What do those do?
They're like little REM pods, so they light up if anything goes over them. They're EMF.
Oh,
you can lay them in a doorway or along a stretch of flooring, and you can see.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think somebody had those when we were Ace, you might remember when we were at Middle Point. I think somebody had one. That's a good place to go to, Middle Point School. If you ever go to Ohio, definitely try to go there. It's interesting there. But yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm very tired this week. So it's all of a sudden I feel like I hit a door, and yeah. So David asked another question. What is the funniest experience you've had on an investigation?
That's a good question. What is the funniest experience?
I thought it was funny when you got your hair pulled.
Whoa, calm down. Actually, no. I'm pretty sure this was my first investigation. but people were stomping upstairs trying to scare the people downstairs, and a metal pan fell and it scared the people upstairs.
Oh.
Like everyone just started jumping and screaming, and it was so funny to me.
You know, that's a fun part of going on investigations too, is when you have those moments of just relaxing and not actually investigating, but to play jokes on each other. It lightens the mood. And I don't know about you, Madison, but do you ever feel like the spirits start interacting with you a little bit more when you're just casually having fun?
Mm-hmm.
You
I know
know,
she's done games with them. She's done a couple events with Ghost Crier, which is Aaron Thompson and Nick Simons here in the Quad Cities, and she had a foot race at the old YMCA, and they've got actual sound where Aaron recorded the whole event, and they ran down a hall in the dark. Mm-hmm. Madison, Aaron, and one of the ghosts, and Maddie got back, and Aaron goes, "I won," and you hear in the voice recording that Aaron has one of the entities saying, "No, Madison won."
Oh, that's so cool.
And I believe it's on Ghost Crier's Facebook page.
I'm gonna have to look for that.
It's been quite a few years ago,
right?
And then they also did one at Renwick Mansion where they did hide and seek, and Madison got shoved into a cabinet.
Yep.
Because she was, I think she was 10 at the time, so she was tiny, and they shoved her in a cabinet.
I turned into a contortionist real quick. I learned that day.
Oh, no.
And then they were using the spirit box and one of the apps to have the ghost try to tell them where they were hiding.
Yep. Oh, okay. I was going to say, how do you play hide and seek with the spirit? Because I want to know how to do that. That's one of our favorite games to play around here. We play hide and seek, even though my kids are older. You know, they love it.
I love hide and seek.
I don't care how old you are. Hide and seek, you play hide and seek.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Flashlight tag, too. That'd be fun in the dark. I think I got some ideas for our team, Becky and Ace. Go play some fun games. But, I never thought of it. I mean, we've taken cards, because you got to think sometimes these buildings you go into are a little older, and you got to think of what they used back then. So we've had deck of cards, dice, but to play hide and seek, I never thought of that. I'm like, I might have to try that.
And then Maddie's got, of course, the music box where, they can do that. And
we have two of them, and they absolutely love the music box. Absolutely. Like, they will stand there, and especially the children, they will make it go forever. And it's like, okay, stop. We're done now. But
Maddie's got one of the parapets, too, that probably sitting there behind her, Milo. Her buddy. Yep.
Hold on, where is he? Actually, where'd he go? Hold on. Oh, he's literally right in front of me.
Ah, yeah, he's cute. And he's one of your trigger objects, huh? Mm-hmm. Very cool. We have one on our team. I don't know if you guys ever seen our baby Benny. He's been moved a few times. Now, do they move him and play with him when you take him?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Ace asked, Madison, do you feel you have a little better connection with younger spirits, being that you are a teenager?
Yeah, I'm sorry. If I was younger and I saw a full-grown man rushing into the room saying, "Hey guys, I'd be terrified for my life," okay? And I just think it's a lot better for younger spirits just to see someone about their age come in.
Right.
Because it's not intimidating. It's not, oh my god, that person's tall. Or that person's scary. It's, oh, that person's not my age. I would love to talk to them.
Right. And so do you actually get more children come through to you, like on your voice recorders and stuff like that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if there's children there, I usually have some sort of child just there.
Now, do you have a like a connection with a favorite child in any of the locations you've been to?
I can't remember her name. Sorry. I'm not good at names.
That's
Not
okay.
good. I literally cannot remember, like, for the life of me. But anytime I go there, I immediately just, like, sense her presence just there. And I'm like, yep, she's here. She's here.
Yeah, and do you feel like the more you go into the buildings, that your intuition and senses are getting stronger?
I think it depends on the building for me. Because
And why is that?
some buildings I'll have more, like, intuition. Some building it's just quiet.
Right,
Like, there's just no feeling at all.
right. I do
Like,
believe that like I said earlier, some buildings it might be active for one team and then not active for another team. I think it just depends on how tired they are that day,
yeah.
how much they really want it. And, because like you said, it's, you know, us coming into the buildings all the time and asking the same questions is like, okay, this is boring. I know I
Yeah.
would be bored. I know I would be bored. I don't know about you because you seem like we have the same kind of personality a little bit, you and I.
Yeah.
But I would be bored if somebody kept like the same questions were asked all the time. I'd be like, really, this again? So like your ideas of playing hide and seek and all that stuff, yeah, that's different. So, but yeah. Oh, One said she plays hide and seek with her pendulum.
That seems really fun.
I haven't done that either. Yes, you're right, David. Spirits connect with who they feel comfortable. And I do believe that. I do believe that. Do you ever
Yeah.
make connections, Dad? Do you ever make connections with any of the spirits now that you're more of a believer?
I've had some places where I've had more activity around me than other places. I mean, Viner seems to be one where I get a lot of activity. And I think a lot of it is because they know I'm with Madison and they all know Madison. So I know at Hinsdale House, I had it felt like something grabbed my hand, which was really cool. Eloise, I had something like stroke the back of my head.
Yeah.
I could feel that. And then at the only bad one I've ever had is at, oh goodness sake, it's Edinburgh. I got a scratch on the back of my neck. And I don't think it was anything malicious or anything like that. I think they were just trying to get my attention.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's I said. I sometimes wonder if they don't know their own strength, so they muster all that energy and it overpowers them, and we think, oh my gosh, they just hurt us really badly, but they're just trying to get our attention.
Yep, and where I got scratched, they say a lot of times people get scratched in that area, so I'm assuming it's the same entity,
right?
And it's just they're just trying to get your attention, and so
right. Have you ever gotten scratched, Madison?
I don't think so.
No, that's good. Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten scratched, but I know I've been touched here and there.
She's had her hair pulled.
Yep.
How did that feel? I don't think I've ever had my hair pulled either.
No, like, I was just having a grand old time, and then I just felt something tug my hair, and I was like, "Excuse me." It's like I immediately turned around, no one's behind me, and I'm like,
because truthfully, wasn't that your first investigation? It was at Renwick.
Yeah, like they were just playing with my hair, and I was just like, okay.
Well, you do have nice hair, so I could see, I could tell you got a little auburn in it, So
because that's when you were with Rex Nielsen, wasn't it? Wasn't he right there? And you kind of looked around, and he asked you what happened, and you said, "I think something just pulled my hair."
Dad, pronounce his last name again.
Nielsen.
Nelson.
She likes picking on her dad, by the way. It's funny.
I'm an easy target.
Gabriel said his first paranormal experience happened while he was playing hide and seek. He was 7 years old. He was so scared, but now he thinks it was something awesome. That's
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, I think sometimes we have those experiences when we're children and we have to, realize it when we're all adults. We're like, yeah, that did really happen.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I know I had a lot of experiences as a kid, and then you didn't talk about it. Like David, we didn't talk about those things back then.
No,
You're still young enough now. Everybody, is into the paranormal, so it's fun. But
and that's the big thing with me and the wife. We know Madison enjoys it,
mhm.
and we're not going to stop her from enjoying it. There's people out there that she's had people send her messages, and people tell her that she's too young, she shouldn't be doing it.
Mhm.
But the thing is, she doesn't go out by herself.
Right,
She's always with somebody,
right.
and normally it's somebody that's been in the field for a long time. She's
Yeah.
got a lot of mentors.
That's good because I was going to ask you, have you ever investigated alone, not necessarily alone, totally alone in a building, but actually gone off on your own? Have you
Mhm.
done that?
A few times. It's
And
not
how do you?
often that I do it. It's only like when I feel really comfortable with the building.
Okay, I was going to say, how do you feel doing that? Because I haven't really gone on my own yet, but I mean, the dark doesn't bother me. It's just I don't know. There's something I just don't like being by myself sometimes.
Mhm.
Well,
I'm
assuming
not
it's
to the
Dan Viner.
comfortable there. Huh?
I'm assuming it's when she's at Dan Viner.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
and
there's a
exceptions.
right. Um, Janet said paranormal till it's normal. That is true. I mean, I think it's getting more normalized now. I mean, but you know what? You did say, when I posted about parent child like looking for parent child teams and investigators, I had a lot of people like comment on my post and say, "Oh my God, children shouldn't be investigated." And I'm like, but these are children of all ages. You could be 56-year-old and have a 32-year-old,
Yeah.
child
Mhm.
or 23-year-old child and investigate together. Like I wasn't thinking a 7-year-old's going on an investigation because I would be like, no, I'd be like, yeah, he's a little young, even though like I said, my child's had experiences, since he was 1, but I wouldn't take him into a building that young. But
Yeah.
now I would. I wish I could take him with me. You're
Mm-hmm.
you're like you said earlier, you're one of the lucky ones to go into some buildings now at the
Mhm.
age of 10. So, but now going to the paracons and stuff, how do you feel when you're at the paracons because everyone's like, oh my God, there's Madison, what do you feel like?
I feel excited and nervous at like the same time.
Yeah, but do you enjoy all the like the attention that you get from everybody, or does it like you want to hide a little bit sometimes?
I want to hide a little bit sometimes. Like most of the time, I just sit there like, "Hi guys."
It is a little unnerving sometimes, but I
Mhm.
mean, you do good. I've listened to your podcast, so you do good. It's gotta, like you said. I think we were talking earlier. Once you get a little more into it and relaxed, then you're open up, and yeah, that's fun.
I mean, the
I
big
haven't had a table yet at to sell anything at a Paracon, but I've been to them and they're fun.
yeah. Sometimes I think she'd rather just go to them than have to be sitting at the table the entire time.
Yeah, yeah. Ace Taylor, he likes going to those things. He wouldn't be able to stand in front of a crowd and talk, even
Yeah.
though he does well when the camera's not on him. He can talk
Yep.
to a whole room of people, but if the camera's on him, yeah.
Well, the nice thing about it is most of the ones that she's gone to, she knows other people at them, so she's got a
Mhm.
good support structure.
Mhm.
Now, have
So
you actually done any where you actually been on stage and talked about your experiences? Have you done that yet?
A few times.
usually it's in a
Yeah.
group setting.
Yeah, it's like in a
Oh,
panel,
okay.
so I'm not
Oh,
alone.
it's not hard. It's a nerve wracking at first, but yeah, I've actually had to do that, but not for early childhood stuff. Because I used to be a preschool teacher, so yeah. Um, David said, absolutely, she's not too young. I brought my 14-year-old into the field years ago, and now she is so knowledgeable and knows what she's walking into. And that, and that's what I like about, us parents that are into the field, that have children who are interested. We, like you said, we don't stop them from, doing what they love. I unfortunately here we don't have too many places, like I said, that will allow, under 16 yet. Still trying to find them. So if anybody in Michigan knows where I can take my child, please let me know, because he really wants to go on an investigation really badly. But I mean, he loves the dowsing rods too. That's one of his favorite as well. So, but yeah.
Yeah, because I know with Maddie, when she went to her first investigation, she was 10, and we had a Paracon here in town, so they were offering a ghost investigation, and of course there was nothing on there for ages or anything like that. So I sent a message to the people that were running it, and first question I threw out there is, I've got a daughter that's 10 years old. What are your thoughts of her coming? And their first thing was, we're not going to say no.
Right.
The only thing we're going to say is if she were to cause any issues or, not act appropriate, we might ask you to leave.
Yeah. And I could see that. I could definitely see that. But, they got to learn just like we learned, I mean, yep. I've been in it for 2 years, and I still feel like I do this because I learn from people, Yep.
And it was funny because when it was over and they were getting ready to pack everything up for the night, the people that ran it and a couple other people came up to me after the fact and said, she had more good questions and treated everything better than a lot of adults do.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, do you ask the same questions in each building, or you just go off the top of your head when you get there and ask what you feel?
Okay, so for me, I have like 2 methods.
Okay.
So usually I just go for just adult to adult, normal conversation. And then for children, I'm like, what's your favorite color? My favorite color is navy blue.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So I talk to them in a very...
on their level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like you mentioned Eloise a few times. There's a little girl and a little boy in there. The little girl's who I connect with, and I can connect her, all the time, and I never thought to get down. Even though I'm a preschool teacher and should know this, to get down on her level and ask her questions her age that would, acknowledge her a little bit more. So I might have to start doing that when I go into buildings. Think preschool teacher. Then yeah, so that's pretty cool. Thank you for that. See, I learned something new today.
We're learning.
Anybody have any? We have about 20 minutes. Any more questions you have for Madison, please put them up there, or David. David, what is your favorite tool to use when you go on investigations now?
Usually I'll walk around with my phone with Spiritus on it and just kind of find my own spot and just kind of sit down and ask questions. Because if you talk to Maddie, I'm a big problem for her.
Yeah.
I make her feel nervous. So when she investigates, she'll stick me with another group or ask me to please leave.
Why does he make you nervous?
I don't know. He just does. He's always just lurking over my shoulder. Like, if you say anything wrong, you're gonna have an issue. Okay.
I've been with people where it's like I'm a little more quiet than with others because I feel the same way. Especially, having abilities myself and then being with other mediums in the room. It's like, I will totally shut down. I'll say a thing. I'll write it in my notebook because I'm like, I don't want to be wrong. And I know there's no wrong answer in this. There's never no wrong answer. We like David Chiller said, everybody, the spirits will come to whoever they want to come to. They will open up to whoever they want to. You could have 10 meetings in the room and you'll all get different answers. But It's funny though. I'm the same way though. I will be quiet. Unlike now.
So I know usually when she's at investigations, like I said, usually she's with somebody else, another group or another person, and usually they'll just take off and go do stuff. I mean, she's private investigated with Daniel Class. She's went with before he passed away, Chris Sutton. They investigated together. She's investigated with Elizabeth Saint. We went to an event, and Elizabeth, and that's when I believe Maddie was 10, and she just fell in love with her, and just pulled her aside and, hey, we're going to check this out. And it's like, Dad, we'll be back.
Now, being that you've investigated with more well-known people, don't have to answer this, but I'm going to ask it. Who's your most favorite person to investigate with?
Oh.
You better say Daniel.
Oh no, I'm on the spot, everyone.
You don't have to answer, but if you want to. I don't get to ask that very often.
My favorite person to investigate with is my dog.
Well,
there's my answer. Final answer.
Darn, final answer. Hey, you never know. Yeah.
The big thing is when she does investigate, she learns something new pretty much every time she goes, and that's why she likes going with different people, because she learns the way that they're investigating. She'll pick up things and learn new things, and she can take little bits of stuff and make them her own.
Absolutely, and that's probably one of the best things that I love about this field, is because you can take away something from somebody else, and like we were talking before the show started, as how well we sit back and we observe,
Yep.
And that's when I learn the most. Is I watch people, I watch what they do, watch what they say, and that's how I learn. So I think we can all take away, whether you're old or new in the field, you're going to take away from somebody a new technique, a new idea,
Yep. And most of the people you investigate, it's a non-judgment thing. Nobody's judging you for the way that you're investigating or the questions you ask.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel judged, but that's just me.
That's how I am.
Maddie does when I'm with her.
You know what? There's times where it's like, and I think that's when I get a little quiet too, because I feel like I'm going to get judged by someone. So I stay quiet. I don't know if you feel that way, Natty, but
yeah.
Now, what is worst experience you've had on an investigation?
Well, actually, it wasn't even the spirits. It was just the people.
Oh, was it?
I'm not gonna lie. No, everyone was just staring at me, and I was just like,
why?
I was like, guys.
Are you alive? Or are you mannequins?
No, they were just staring at me, and I was just like, they're either judging me or I'm about to die, because this is a horror movie.
I wonder if they thought you were going to be the lead investigator and you're going to just come out with guns of glory, Bam, bam.
Bro, I'm not a leader. I am not a leader.
No, I see. I would have picked up differently from you. You're very charismatic, so I would have picked up different from you. So now, working in the Fear Factory, how do you? Because that's pretty cool outfit you got there going on. I seen you in 2 different ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you get into doing that?
Okay, so we were at a convention, right? They were set up, and I was like, they have applications. Maybe I should just, try. Look at me now. I made the cut. It's going good. Yeah. It's going great, even.
I mean, your outfits are phenomenal. You couldn't even tell that it was you, under.
Yeah, that's the best part.
and you do so well at it. Like I watched a couple videos. I think some people took of you, and I was like, that's pretty good. Um, at the Paracon and all that stuff, I've seen you post, pictures. Yeah, they're amazing. So, what are your characters' names? Do they have names?
My character's name is Lucille.
Lucia. That's my mom's middle name.
Hello.
It's pretty neat. Now, are you planning on doing that all the time? Like staying with it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you are doing the fair, do you ever like is the building itself? Do you feel it's haunted at all? Because I always wondered that if
Like,
haunted attractions, they're in old empty buildings most of the time. So, do you ever feel like there's anything around you when you're doing the actual? I want to say play, but that's not what it is. The attraction.
yeah, so Factory of Fear, it was an old toy factory, but I just get vibes off of that. Like I've had this one time where I was working in this room and it's a bed and then like a little U and then there's a curtain and the curtain started moving, so I pulled it back, ready to do my little scene, do my own thing. No one was there and I was like, excuse me? Because there's no airflow in that room.
Right.
So I just stood there and I looked at the girl in the hallway. I was like, did you just come into my room? She's like, no, I've been sitting up here. I'm like, guys, either I'm tripping or I've been in this little mental institute like theme for way too long, guys. So, like, I think I'm actually turning into Lucille, guys. I might just be going insane a little bit. After that, I literally sat there and watched the curtain just sitting there like,
do it again. Do it again.
Well, I know
Yeah.
Brett, the guy that runs it, they've had experiences there with shadow figures and stuff like that. And actually, tomorrow night, Madison and Nick Simons from Ghost Crier are going to Simmons are going to be investigating the Factory of Fear.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It'll be the second time that they've ever had a group inside the building doing investigations.
Now, is it just going to be you two investigate, or is there going to be other people too?
Nope, just those two. I'll be
nice.
in the control room. They've got a bunch of cameras and stuff like that. So I think me and Brett will probably be sitting in there watching.
If you set off one of the animatronics while we're in there, I am going to come into that control room with a fist.
That would be scary.
But I know that Brett, the guy that runs it, they want to possibly start having a few investigation type things there, but he wants to have Maddie and Nick go in there and see if it would actually be worth it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's smart, though. Janet Ramsey says you're a fun, energetic, and intelligent young lady. Keep up the fantastic work. You are going places.
Thank you.
Aw. Yeah, you definitely will be going places. You'll because you were on. Correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't you in a magazine?
Mm-hmm.
What magazine was that?
Haunted Magazine.
Okay, I remember seeing that posted. How'd that feel to be in a magazine?
Weird.
Because once you're in a magazine, you're kind of like a celebrity now. Everybody knows who Madison Smith is.
According to the people at my school, I'm just a witch. So,
oh, really?
Like everyone at my school, because I like Ouija boards, I collect them.
Oh,
and
girlfriend.
So, like, I wear a Ouija board shirt, right? And they're like, oh, she's summoning Satan this weekend. I'm like, what?
I gotta admit, I don't like Ouija boards too much.
I have a bright pink one, so
it's the one tool that I don't mess with anymore. I messed with it one time, had a very bad experience with it because I was 12, and yeah, won't do it again. I don't even like being in the same room with them, but I will. I'll stand there just brave face on, brave pants on, suck it up. But I don't like them. I won't use them.
I just think that they're a really cool concept. Like, I don't use them alone. I just display them.
Yeah.
Like, I have this bright pink one that's like Lisa Frank, the artist.
Oh, I know Lisa
Like, with
Frank.
the cards and everything, even the case. And I was just like, ee! And I have like a custom made one with MPI. Then also another one that I got, which is a Ghostbuster one, which I love Ghostbusters. So
Yes.
that's my favorite.
Well, I gotta say, I was a little disappointed in the new movie. I'm probably the only. I know, right?
You're killing me.
I'm probably the only person. She's like, this interview's done. We're done.
We've seen it 3 times and we cried every time.
It's funny. I don't know what it is, but everyone's like, oh, it was amazing, and I'm like, am I the only person that didn't really like it? Like, I feel alone.
No, I had a friend at work that said that they watched about 45 minutes of it and walked out of the theater, and I'm like, there's no way.
I'm suing.
I'll admit, I kind of fell asleep during it.
I'm suing everyone.
So yeah, I might have to rewatch it just to see, like, maybe I was just too tired and it was late at night. I don't know, but if it puts me to sleep again, then I know it's like the movie. But yeah, I'm sorry, Madison. I love Ghostbusters.
Really disappointing.
Don't get me wrong. I do love Ghostbusters. Absolutely love the one from the very first one. Absolutely love it.
I love it more than you.
Yeah, I see that. But yeah, this one I don't know. It was just something like I think I was expecting there to be more like the Slimer. Like, you didn't see Slimer in there.
I think you're gonna have to watch the next movie. I think Slimer's gonna be coming back.
That's what Slimer was inside that machine. That's all I felt was at the very end when you watch the credits. He was there at the very end.
Yeah, the containment unit.
Slimer is a New York ghost. He's not an Oklahoma ghost.
Yeah.
so yeah, I was like, okay, the next one might be a little better than this one, but I was just expecting more ghosts like that, like from the 80s.
Yep.
I don't know.
There actually was
more action.
There was so there's an eye popper ghost toy, and there was an eye popper ghost in the movie. And there was like a bunch of references to the old toy line, and I was just like, y'all seeing this?
Yeah, I don't know. I just I don't know. It wasn't one of my absolute favorites yet, so maybe I have to rewatch it.
Might just have to grow on you.
It might have to. It might,
I'll make it grow on you.
There you go. We'll get some popcorn and watch it together. And then you can
I'll get the Ghostbusters popcorn holder and the drinks. I got
there you. Go. There you go. And it's funny. I've never seen the female version Ghostbusters yet. I haven't seen that one either.
I have 3 DVDs of the same movie. You want to borrow one?
Sure, I would.
I gotcha. Here you go.
Oh, yeah, see? Yeah, I do like Ghostbusters. I actually have a Ghostbusters shirt my best friend bought me. Of course, it's a little snug on me, so I don't wear it often.
I'm wearing one right now underneath this hoodie.
Because I gotta work on myself a little bit.
You look great, sweetie. You look great.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Too. She'll have to show you her uniform.
Yeah, it's hanging up.
I watch a lot of cosplay on TikTok, and those people are very phenomenal. Like,
I know, right?
I wish I knew how to do the makeup like they do, because that would be cool. I would totally get into cosplay if I actually knew how to do makeup. I'm not a makeup person.
I can do mascara, and that's about it. I do mascara, eyebrows, my lips.
Yeah, I'm not a makeup person. Very little. I got eyeshadow, lipstick, and eyeliner on, and mascara, and that's about it. I don't wear a lot of makeup. And for the love of God, I don't know how women put 10 pounds of makeup on their face.
I know,
Sorry, ladies, whoever's watching that uses 10 pounds of makeup, I don't know how you do it.
I'm just going to age myself and say Mimi Bobek. The Drew Carey Show.
Oh, yes. Mimi. I'm like, Bobek. Yes, Drew Carey Show. Oh, my God, I grew up watching that. We're probably the same. David, we're probably the same age. So if you're aging yourself, you're aging me. I don't look it.
Oh.
I don't look my age, but yes, I'm old. Um, David, how old are you now? Because I gotta know.
I will be 50 years old March 31st.
Okay, I'm only 5 years younger than you.
I was born in 72.
Yeah, good old 76.
Yep.
See, you made me feel old. Thanks, David. Thanks.
Dad, how
Thanks a
dare
lot.
you?
You
How
I got
dare
the
you?
I went purple just to look younger, Thanks.
You know what, Dad? Just because of that, no brownies, no cinnamon rolls.
Uh-oh.
I made them for everyone except
I
you now.
already had a cinnamon roll.
The betrayal! You know what? You can have them. I don't even like cinnamon rolls. I was just in it for the brownies.
They're gone.
A said, good job. David and Mom. Madison, continue what you're doing. You have great energy and great positives for us, especially for us old folk. See, what is with you guys saying we're old? We're not old.
For us old folk.
Well, the thing about it is, you guys got to look. She's the next generation. You are teaching her to take your spots.
Exact. Well,
I don't want to take anyone's spots. I want to make my own spot.
And you are making your own spot in this world. Absolutely, you are. Absolutely. But, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I know you enjoy it. And I hope one day we do get to investigate together because that would be fun.
That would be like so chaotic.
Like
us together.
I know, right?
There's plenty of places in Iowa where age isn't an issue.
Okay. Well, we'll have to make our way out to. I don't know what the driving distance because I drive everywhere. We're
6 hours
from Michigan.
It took us 6 hours from our house to get to
Eloise.
Well,
that's not a bad drive then. I could do that because we are actually going in April to Broken Bow Asylum, which is in Oklahoma, and it's a 16-hour drive. 16. That'll be the farthest I've ever been for an investigation.
The furthest we've been is Hinsdale, which was 12.
Okay. That's, I think, 5 hours from us, so... Yeah, I think it was about 5 hours. Yeah, 5 hours. That was a nice drive, though.
Yep.
It's when you go into Ohio and all that, where it's all cornfield, and you just see cornfield after cornfield after cornfield. You're like, where am I, Dorothy?
Welcome to Iowa.
Where am I?
There's literally a cornfield right next to my old school.
Oh, geez. Sometimes I feel like when we're driving, I'm going to see the Wicked Witch of the West from Oz where she's on her bike.
No, I'm going to see is the dragon from Children of the Corn just rising up.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be like, okay, guys, guess I'm joining a cult.
So we have 2 minutes left. Is there anything else you want to share with us? Any advice you want to give, as a teen investigator, as a parent investigator? Anything you want to share? Any advice?
Well, all I want to say is any kids out there that want to investigate, I think it's a great idea, especially if their parents are willing to let them.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you've got the backing of the parents and the other investigators out there, I mean, in my opinion, Maddie's got so many parents.
Right.
Because of all the investigators that she's investigated with. I mean, they all treat her like she was their own.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Right. And I think you're correct on that. I think the age limit on some of these buildings, if I'm the parent and I say my child's going to be okay because I'm going to be with him the whole time, I would hope you would trust me that I'm going to protect my child because Mama Bear's going to come kicking out whether you're dead or alive. Mama Bear's going to attack you. Yeah. Daddy Bear's going to take care of everything.
Well, I know there's been many of investigation where Daddy Bear went to the car and slept, and the other investigators were like, "Don't worry about it. We've got her."
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. But that's a good thing. That's wonderful that there's the adults in the field will take care of our children. Who want to. But Madison, do you have anything you want to share before we sign off?
Believe in yourself. You got this, everyone.
There you go. Well, with that, we're going to say goodbye. Next week, let me tell you who we have on the show. Next week is Matt Warner and Kara. So
Awesome.
it'll be a nice show as well. So join us next Thursday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next up on the Things Network, I believe, is Howard Petrie with the Petrie Dish. And then on RU Media is Goose and Denise and Heidelberg. So you can catch either of those shows coming up next. So thank you again for joining me. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for the laughs. And thank you, everybody, for joining us, for your comments and questions. And we will talk to you guys soon, okay? Bye.